Ainsworth High School, Ainsworth Community School, and the Nebraska School Activities Association promote good sportsmanship by students, athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Thank you for your cooperation and good luck to the teams competing. Tonight, our duels will start at 190 pounds. Our duel, as it is, there'll be 6 duels tonight. Duel 1 is Ainsworth versus Todd County. Duel 2, Twin Loop.
Junior development and our wrestlers there. Had a very successful there and just a really good quality athlete. And he's been at Todd County for a while now.
All right. Well, I'm just looking down there. The AD's talking to the scores table, also talking to the coaches. I believe we were going to shut the lights off here, and so we're going to have just a little bit of a delay, and then we'll get hopefully not every light in this place off, but they've went to an LED system, and it's probably up there about as high as you can jump. Probably, what is that, about 15 feet up there?
It's a little higher than I can jump. I do see that they've got the team score posted down below the
now we do see
match score. Yeah, so we're 12-0 right now based on forfeits.
All right, Bill, as we take a look at this one, Holden Beal going to be a freshman here, and we don't have the clock rolling here. We started off here, so we'll have to get a reset here. But, you know, as you take a look at it, you don't see many upperclassmen at 106 pounds.
No, you usually don't. Once in a great while, you'll find an upperclassman there, but not much of the case anymore. As kids have evolved over the years, you know, that bottom weight class just keeps bumping up. When I started 45 years ago, basically coaching, we had 98-pounders. And I had a 98-pounder that wrestled that weight for 4 years out of my first teaching job. And you just don't see kids of that size anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here we go to the mat. Looks like Holden Beal going to have a little bit of control here.
Holden's working on a front headlock there, but his opponent's got a good counter there, trying to pick up a single leg.
Yeah, that's going to be
just in a scramble position right now. Holden's working a good crossface there.
Tayson Scott for Todd County, Holden Beal for Ainsworth, first duel of the night.
There's 2 points for Holden. He was able to get around, and now his opponent stood up, and they're fighting back for position, looking for trying to set up a pinning combination.
Yeah, it looks like, now he's going to look like for a cradle here, kind of in a standing cradle.
And Holden's the kind of kid that would be a good cradler because he's got those long limbs, long arms, long legs, and didn't get any points there, but he's getting it hooked up. And the way the kid is standing up, it's kind of giving him the opportunity for cradles too.
Big thank you to David Gibbons.
Now he's got a reverse half on, and
we just got to probably just drive a little bit, lift that head up here. Now he's got him in that pinning situation.
There, he's got back points. Got a reverse half on. If you can cinch that up, if you could bring it around his head, it would be more beneficial. But he's definitely got his 3 back points there.
This is definitely the weight that you see a lot of quickness.
And there's a pin.
How about that? We'll go into this one at 1:25 seconds. Holden Beal will get the pin. By fall, Beal will get the first 6 points for Ainsworth.
Makes our team score Ainsworth 6, Todd County 12.
All right, we have another open match here for Ainsworth.
And just for our listening public out there, a forfeit is the same as a pin, so it is 16 points.
Well, tell us a little bit about the weight class. We have a little bit. That has changed a lot.
Yes.
Not just maybe last 2 years or 10 years, but quite often it's changed.
Yeah, and we've added weight classes too. And when I first started, we went from 98 to unlimited. We did not have a 285 weight class. You could weigh 100. You could weigh 500 pounds, and you got to wrestle. And 25 years ago probably, they put a top on that, and we adjusted pretty quickly. And then they decided that they needed some more weights on both ends, and they've kept adding until they have the current configuration of weight classes. And every couple of years, they reevaluate and move those weight classes around a little bit based on what the kids are what their average weight is.
Well, yeah, and I think that is very true because your average weight of a high school kid, back when I was 30 some years ago, we had 140, 145, 152, 160, right. And you had the 152 and 160 just slammed with wrestlers.
Yeah, there were a lot of them stacked up in the middle, and it used to be that you went to 185 to unlimited, and there was nothing in between, and yeah, we got a little runaway out there, and I think she wants to get in on some action, but 2-year-old probably is a little
It looks
young.
like she's about 2 to 3 years away from wrestling here, yeah. Well, we're going to get into another match. It looks like it is 18-6, Todd County. Sam Titus, I know that, for Ainsworth. I did not hear who he'll wrestle at 138. It looks like maybe
Malachi. I believe it's Malachi Bronco Bill, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like maybe that's who that is. So Sam Titus and Malachi Bronco Bill at 138.
Sam's a good little wrestler. We saw him do some really nice things a year ago when we were here, and got a stop in action already because our clock is.
Yeah, we didn't have the time on the clock
going.
yet. Well, they're going to have their hands full tomorrow on an invite, I can tell you that for sure.
Well, they get all the bugs out today, then hopefully.
That's right. Hey, coming up here a little bit later on, we'll be taking a look at the girls' invite that was started at noon today. We'll tell you a little bit about that here. We're back to action 138.
I see the Ainsworth guys are really working some front head and arm leverage stuff, which is good to see. And there's a cradle come off of that for Sam, and he's going to switch it off just to his 2-point takedown.
You see that very often, standing. That's twice we've seen kind of a standing cradle attempt there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and it's they're using this front head and arm series to set it up, and it depends on how your opponent reacts to it. But the first two opponents have it's been conducive for us to hit the cradles then, and now he's got a stack, and he got a pin out of a quick stack there. Ran his opponent Malachi over the front there, and got a quick pin.
Yeah.
So we're looking at
minute 44.
Yeah,
minute 44 for Sam Titus to win
just
by a
44.
Or just 44, excuse me. Just 44.
Yep.
Just 44 seconds.
Quality job by Sam there. There's another forfeit. Looks like Diva Whitefeather got forfeit there. And Aiden Jackman will get the forfeit for Ainsworth.
Yeah, Mason Painter, 144, not able to wrestle. Aiden Jackman there at 150. Aiden Jackman gets a bye. Here's Nakona Schurter.
And Nakona's a kid who really, in the last couple of years, has grown to be a big, rangy kid and good little athlete, but again, doesn't have an opponent to wrestle tonight.
And I believe that's going to that's going to be it then.
So yeah, just two matches
in our first duel.
Yep. So I was hoping we were going to match up a little better. On paper, we did a little bit better, but they weren't all available.
Yeah, it doesn't look like, because they had, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Ainsworth had 7 on their roster. But as you look at it,
they matched up about 4 times.
Yeah,
it looked like.
Right. You had 106, 126. They didn't wrestle. They didn't have anybody at 132. Ainsworth did 190. They did. So that's going to be it. It looks like it's going to end up in a tie, 24-24. Ainsworth will win the 2 matches that were wrestled by fall.
You actually, there's a tiebreaker on duels for the tie, and Todd County, they didn't have all the points up, I'm sorry.
Okay, there it is.
Todd County ended up with 36-24 because of those last 2 forfeits. If you do end up in a tie, there are tiebreakers. Had it ended up in a tie, Ainsworth would have won it because of pins.
Because of pins, gotcha.
Nebraska was in one that way 2 weeks ago where it came down to a tie, and I don't remember who they were wrestling, but because Nebraska had picked up a tie in the 10 matches there, they were able to break the tie.
All right, well, again, it is Todd County winning the first duel, just 2 matches wrestled. Todd County 36, Ainsworth 24. We do have Twin Loop and North Central coming up here shortly for you. Going to take a break here. Word from our fine sportscasters making the broadcast possible for you from McAndrew Gymnasium. It's a quadrangular, 6 duels coming your way, and we thank our fine sportscasters.
Lewis Nursery of Springview offers North Central Nebraska customers a wide variety of flowers and vegetables. Lewis Nursery, located along East Highway 183 in Springview. David appreciated your patronage this past season, and when it's time to plant your garden in the spring, remember Lewis Nursery of Springview.
Quality care for quality cattle. At RK Cattle Company of Long Pine, they have the facilities and equipment to meet the ever-changing needs of the cattle feeding industry. Call Brian Ortner to learn more at RK Cattle Company, phone 402-273-4424.
When it comes to health care, the providers at Ainsworth Family Clinic set a standard and quality that aims to exceed your expectations. Dr. Kenneth Wassman and nurse practitioners Jennifer Schirmeyer and Hillary Goodwin. Better never stops at the Ainsworth Family Clinic.
Great yields start with the right seed. If you're looking for more when you buy seed, if world-class genetics and a seed rep with an unwavering commitment is important to you, go with Sherm Gucci and Hogemeyer. The right seed. 402-760-2172.
Well, Bill, as we were kind of talking there, we kind of had our mics on while we were talking, but we were just talking about some things that maybe we're going to be talking about, as those folks probably joining us on the web stream can hear. But I really wanted to pick your brain. I wrestled back when I was young, wrestled all the way up to junior high, and then had to make a decision in the state of Nebraska. South Dakota, you can do about anything you want. You know what I'm saying, sports-wise. But I had to make a decision. I went ahead and played basketball. But as we talked about the weight classes evolving, it has not happened in high school yet. But college now I see, when I was watching Nebraska against Iowa the other night, takedown is worth 3 points, and that's like a back points for you.
It really is, and the reason they went to that this year is to try to, first of all, that first period in the collegiate level is a 3-minute period, which is long.
Very long.
I mean, it's a marathon followed by 2 sprints, and a lot of times they were getting late in that first period, almost 3 minutes up with no points. And I think they wanted to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing and also to encourage people to take that shot and to just create action. And it has worked well this year. So it's really makes a big impact on the match. If you can score a takedown or even 2 takedowns in the first period, then you're well on your way to be in a position you want to later in the match. So it's really worked well, I think, for them. And I wonder if we're ever going to see that first period shortened in the collegiate level, but so far, no. But they sure have picked up the pace with that 3-point takedown.
Other sports, you see it just trickle down from pros to college, then it finally gets to high school. I don't know if it'll ever get there, but again, then we start talking about riding time in college, and you just have to find enough people to donate their time to make an invite go anyway.
And riding time, actually, back when I was in upper elementary, they still had riding time, so you had to have a riding clock, and you had to know what you were doing when you're working at the table with that too. And,
Right.
and they got rid of it at the high school level. I think a lot of it to encourage more movement and more scoring, and I don't think we'll see that come back to the high school level. I really hope we don't.
Everybody loves offense, and
Yes.
you know what? Applaud them for trying to get some things going. And the other thing that I've also noticed, and again, we're talking collegiate level instead of high school, but one thing I've seen is the cautions come out so much quicker in college wrestling.
Especially cautions for stalling.
Yes.
And it's, they've extended wrestling off the mats just a little bit more than it used to be. If you had, if you were even getting close to the edge, that a lot of times they were stopping the action and getting back in. And now
You got a toe in.
Yeah.
One person has one toe in.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, so they just continue to wrestle and continue to promote offensive wrestling. And it's better for the crowd, and it's better for the sport, really, too.
Well, the next duel coming up is going to be Twin Loop and North Central. We're going to take a time out here quickly, and we'll find out who's wrestling in this next duel from Ainsworth, Nebraska. Earlier, Todd County over Ainsworth, 36-24.
For all of your livestock or grain hauling needs, call on Thad Jones Trucking of Ainsworth. Well-maintained trucks and trailers, skilled, reliable, and experienced drivers. Thad Jones Trucking. Phone 402-760-1964.
Hespe Auto Center in Springview handles all automotive repairs from minor to major. Does tire repair, has an on-location tire truck and 24-hour wrecker service. Does custom exhaust pipe bending, makes hydraulic and AC hoses. That's Hespe Auto Center, a block west and a half south of the flashing light in Springview.
Yeah, a big thank you to Hespe Auto Center, all those that are making the broadcast possible from McAndrew Gymnasium. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and look at the Knights are going to be on our right side, North Central Knights. Twin Loop Wolves off to our left, and I believe we're going to have a bye on the first one. So that, again, for, who do they say that? Well, I couldn't even see who that, Wyatt Dillon at 175. Now at 215, Bo Kaufman. Looks like Twin Loop is open. Bo Kaufman, so now North Central is going to be up 12-0.
And we should get 5 or 6 matches out of this duel, I'm hoping.
You'd hope?
Yeah.
Twin Loop is going to be open anything past 190. All right. So it looks like maybe we could get a 113 match. Here, you need this light, but I don't want it to get it in your way of the match here.
No, that's all right.
How's that right there?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Yeah, I like the setup here. So that, here we go at 113.
Should have Wyatt Fowler from North Central and Michael Starr from Twin Loop.
All right, here we go. We're going to have our first match, and they have not they put up some of the points, but I know Twin Loop has nothing yet. All right, this is Micah Starr, and also wrestling here for North Central is going to be Wyatt Fowler. Wolves in their black and maroon with the Wolves on it. You can see that probably from here, Bill.
Yeah, that's. I am not a real big fan of spotlight wrestling, but I know the crowd loves it, and some of the kids do too. And
what a good little matchup here.
got a good takedown already right away there.
And that is going to be Michael Starr for Twin Loop, getting the first 2 points of the match. Really kind of manhandling out there.
And it looks like he locked his hands on his return to the mat and did it again, and that is a penalty point. When you're behind the opponent and he stands up, you can't have your hands locked. You can have your hands locked on the initial takedown. You can have them locked in a pinning combination. But other than that, you have to break off of that hold. And so Starr then has elected to start on his feet for this period. So we are at 2-2 right away.
Yeah, so he just went ahead and they just let him let him up.
Just cut him, as they say in the wrestling world, and they start neutral.
All
I think
right.
he was confident with his first takedown, but both boys are working hard for takedown here.
We went to our first minute of this first period, and it's tied at 2 apiece here with Starr, and looks like has a pretty good move here if he can just hold a little tighter and roll around. Have not awarded him that takedown yet.
No, he's Fowler has control of his arms, but he has relinquished. Well, he's still controlling the elbow.
And there Fowler got it.
And there he
nearly
was
into
able to get kind of a headlock out of it.
and
now
into a
our-
pinning position.
And now our scoreboard is in our way.
This is Fowler.
Yeah, he has turned it into a headlock.
Wyatt Fowler for North Central looking for the pin here, and
And
he got it.
does get it. Fowler was able to just hang on that arm when he was in a bad position and work it into kind of a tipper and then cinch up the headlock.
Wins it in 145 there. Does Wyatt Fowler over Michael Starr.
And there is another forfeit.
And Bill, how, as we take a look at it from up here, it looked like all the control was with Michael Starr and just being patient enough with Fowler and turned his defense into offense.
It really was. Yeah. And sometimes you can be too aggressive, though he really wasn't there. It was just a fact that Fowler knew where he was at and kept working his way up to where he wanted to be.
This looks like 126 Jackson Kozad, and for the Twin Loop Wolves, I believe Hector Estrada.
Hector Estrada, yes.
That should be who we have here. North Central up
Estrada's on a
36
big
to nothing.
double leg and gets out on the edge of the mat for a 2-point takedown, and then they do go out of bounds. So they'll come back to the middle, referee's position.
And how about a potentially dangerous where he was up there, he fell with him instead of just kind of slamming him to the floor?
Yeah, as long as you come down at the same time, then it's not going to be a slam. If you bring your opponent down first, then and he doesn't have control, like if you have his arms locked up, then it'll be a slam and a penalty point.
All right, we put 30 seconds in this first period. Kozad finds himself down 2-0, and on the bottom side of Hector Estrada, who's working him over pretty good here at the
So
head.
Estrada has a half and a wrist, which is just real basic, good, solid wrestling. Estrada looks like a strong wrestler, strong upper body, keeping himself in good position. And continue to work the wrist and a half, looking to try to stack his opponent on his back. Reverses his half Nelson. Now he's going to try to come around the front. But there, Kozad's doing a good job of fighting that off. But Tim Dew, he's in that position now.
Yeah.
Estrada's going to try to cinch up around the head there. And he's got about 30 seconds to try to get him pinned from that position. And there it is.
And Estrada's going to win that one in a minute 27 here of the first period. Estrada going to win by a fall over Jackson Kozad. That'll be the first points of the match for the Twin Loop Wolves here. That's one thing that I've kind of seen so far this year, Bill, when I'm reading wrestling results. There's been a lot of win by fall and not many decisions this year.
Yeah. And especially with the younger guys, until they get more experience. They're either going to get a pin or get pinned a lot earlier in the season.
All right, who do we have here? I'm trying to see.
Looks like Grint and Kalp, I believe.
Okay, I heard Kalp. So yes, at 138, Trace Kalp for North Central and Emmett Grint for Twin Loop here. Second match of this duel that's wrestled here. Each team winning by a fall.
And I didn't see if Weeblehouse from North Central got a forfeit there. He may have, but I missed it.
Looks like Grint right now looking and getting that takedown for the first 2 points of the round. And now Kalp's going to be in a little bit of trouble here.
He's got a good arm bar behind him, and he is caught the wrist now. A little snap down. Has Kalp in a bad way.
Yeah, Kalp right here in front of the scorer's table, trying to keep from getting pinned here. We're down to a minute 10 to go in the period.
So Kalp needs to try to get his left arm through in between the two wrestlers, and right now Grint locked it up, and there is your pin. 57 seconds.
57 seconds for Grint, and that'll be their 12th point of the match. 42-12, it should be our score here.
Yep.
We're listening to see who we may have here, but I believe we're going to 140. This will be Chase Concert for Keaton Dowse at 144. And who else we have? Gavin Pruitt.
Gavin Pruitt and Keaton Dowse, I believe.
I believe only 2 losses on the season for Gavin Pruitt. They just wrestled last night in the Niobrara Valley Conference tournament. It was postponed due to weather, and Pruitt losing to a solid wrestler out of Elkhorn Valley.
That's getting a little bit tough right now as they're trying to make up a lot of this stuff. So these guys have to make weight sometimes 2 or 3 days in a row, and they're going to wrestle again tomorrow, so that would be 3 days in a row.
Yeah, right.
And because they wrestled last night, everybody gets an extra 1 pound at weigh-in times, and then tomorrow they'll get an additional one because of the fact that anybody in the tournament has had to make weight more than 1 day in a row.
Okay, well, the first takedown does go to Pruitt, but tried to get it up and maybe doing a reversal, and there is a reversal there for
And he's
Dowse.
got they go out of bounds. It looked like a cradle on a cradle.
How about that? We went 101 here in the first period. 2-2 our score. Pruitt will go to the down position. That has Dowse up on the top here. Trying to do the old sit out and was stopped nicely there by Dowse.
Yep.
Good match here at 144.
Dowse is getting just a little bit high. He's trying to get his legs in and trying to work a wrist at the same time.
Pruitt just kind of trying to keep his
Pruitt's
base here.
looking for a stand up to a switch, it looks like.
Zach Ziegler, Witten Hoover, head coaches for North Central. Levi Lincoln, Tony By, and then it's Gordon Goodman. Yeah, I see Gordy down there. He's the one standing up there. I can see him down there. Down to 15 seconds in our first period, tied at 2 apiece.
Oh, Dowse has got himself into a bad position. Pruitt was able to reach up and
he's going to get 2 for reversal.
Was able to reach up and suck the head under and just about stacked him for a pin. He did get a 2-point reversal. Time ran out before he could get the back points.
So Gavin Pruitt gets that reversal. Now it's 4-2 Pruitt. He'll come to the top side. The bottom end will be Dowse here. Good match here right now. 2 guys evenly matched, it looks like.
Yeah, it really is.
Looks like
Got
maybe a
false
caution.
start. Yep. Top man has got to wait. He one hand has to be on the back of the elbow, the other one on the covering the belly button. Sometimes you get in a little hurry. Now he's looking for a near side cradle.
4-2 Pruitt leads Dowse here. Minute 52 in the second period. Glad to have you along. We only get wrestling on once a year, but nice little move there. by Dowse to get himself out of some trouble.
Yeah, he's picked up the leg and reaching back for up. There he's got a good whizzer on the arm. He's up to a standing position. If he can break contact, there he got his one escape.
Don't always
Makes it
have to
3 to
break.
4.
Don't always have to break contact. Just got to show that you were
Yes.
up and able to go ahead and break away
And break
from the move.
control,
Yeah,
yes.
break control.
Yeah.
So now it is 4-3. Pruitt of North Central leading Dowse of Twin Loop at 1:44, 1:13 to go here in our second period.
Both wrestlers have good open stances where it's a real square stance. You can do a lot from that as far as shots.
And I tell you what, you get to this where you got a couple of good wrestlers. One guy's waiting for the next guy to make the move and make the mistake.
And there, Pruitt got in on a single, but he's got his head buried underneath, which is keeping him. Now he's peeking out.
Pruitt's in a little bit of trouble.
But he stopped partway through, and now he is in trouble. I think he has given.
He did give.
He's given the 2-point takedown,
and that goes to Dowse.
And so far, there's no back points. He hasn't gone beyond 90 degrees.
Now he does.
Now he's got 2, 3, and now he's going to turn it into a headlock.
Dowse up 5-4 with 13 seconds to go. Here comes Pruitt trying to get out. Nearly got out. We're going to get 3 back
and he
points.
did, and he got a reversal.
8-6.
So here comes Gavin Pruitt.
3 seconds, 2-1. A lot of things happened there. Pruitt had control. Dowse gets his defense to offense, gets 3. He got the takedown and then went with the 3-point near fall. Got him 8 points, and then Pruitt getting out of a pinning position. It gets an escape to 6, so it's 8-6 final period.
The one thing that both these wrestlers, they're really good upper body wrestlers. They are not taking care of the legs as well as they could. They'd hook an ankle or something like that. They wouldn't get the roll through, but they're really good upper body wrestlers, strong kids. And there's a quick return to the mat.
Yeah, Pruitt nearly got an escape, but right there, Dowse with the control and puts Pruitt back down on the mat. 2-point lead for Dowse of Twin Loop over the 144-pounder from North Central, Gavin Pruitt.
Dowse is, if you notice, he's getting the legs in a little bit, but he's not really using them to pry with as much as he could. But he's keeping it loose enough now. He's trying to get a power half in and stack him. But Pruitt is a pretty strong kid. He isn't going to give up a stack very easily. And now Dowse is finding himself high.
A little too high, yeah.
Yeah. And just, if Gavin can pop his head out, and he does, he gets the reversal.
We are tied at 8 apiece with 57 seconds to go in the third. What a match. And again, it's all about upper body right now, as you mentioned. And now Pruitt trying to keep him on the mat. They're going to get off the mat with 44 seconds to go in this third period. 8-8. What a match between Gavin Pruitt of North Central and Keaton Dowse of Twin Loop.
At some point, too, it may be conducive for Gavin to cut Keaton Dowson. There's a false start. And see if he can't take him down and give up 1 to try to get 2. But we'll see.
And there's another thing. There's another caution for coming on too soon for Pruitt. I bet you listen to it on college. They tell you when to come on and all that stuff.
And they probably are here too. We just can't hear it.
We can't hear it up here. Yeah. Pruitt trying to get his leg kind of locked in here.
He's got it real sloppy with the hip there. Keaton has. No, excuse me, Gavin has. Yeah. Let his hip hit the mat, but then he brought him back up and got both his feet in, and he is getting a stack on Dowse.
With 15
and
seconds
he's got
to go,
two
he's
back
get
points.
2 back points with 13 seconds to go.
So if he can stay in good position here, he's got a good half on.
10-8.
And he's controlling the hips. And it looks like it is going to be Gavin Pruitt coming from behind to win this one. And there it is.
Gavin Pruitt
8-10.
had a 4-3 lead, then trailed 8-4, 8-6, and will win it 13-8. Boy, there's a lot of points there in that third period.
There was. That was some really good wrestling.
13-8, Pruitt with the win. Looks like we're going to go to 150 Atwood Albright for North Central. And Kazan Smith.
It looks like, yep. Yep, there we go.
What a match that was.
Yep, good quality wrestling.
I was just talking about all the pins, win by fall that I've been reporting on the radio, and here we got a good match, 13-8, but yeah.
It's that radio jinx, I think.
That was a 4-3. Pruitt was down 4-3, ends up down 8-6, and then wins at 13-8.
So we go out of bounds on that little attempt of a takedown, and we're back to the middle.
Yeah, Atwood Albright here. They had the 144-pounder a little messed up for us in our weight bracket here on our sheet. I was having trouble there for a little bit.
That's keep us on our toes.
That's right. Hey, don't forget, coming up here a little bit later on tonight, Ainsworth girls taking on Minden. Southwest Conference girls semifinal basketball action. We'll not have that for you, but we will have a lot of Niobrara Valley Conference basketball, and we have some points here.
Kazan Smith came out and had it set up to do a standing cradle, and Atwood saw that was coming and broke away from it, and he's able to get around behind for just the 2-point takedown, where it could have been a 5-point takedown with the 2 and 3 back if he'd let him keep the cradle.
We do not have the grades that these guys are in either, but again, you're going to be looking at probably one of these average weight classes when you're a sophomore or junior in high school.
Yeah, and Kazan Smith did a roll through, which is a little bit dangerous, but it was right on the out of bounds line and trying to roll him to his back and went on out of bounds. So they'll start back in referee's position again. He's got a really good tight waist and trying to find a wrist or something with his other hand or a power half to break Atwood Albright's base down.
What a great defensive move there, too, by Smith. He kept the ankle hold and kept the arm around the body there, and Atwood tried to get away a couple of times, just was unable to. Just right now looking to gain a little bit more control here. Smith, just patient wrestler.
And Smith's doing a good job of breaking off of things, too. He was right in the wrist and the ankle, and you can't just hang on it or it is stalling, and he switched off to something else right away. And good workmanlike wrestling.
10 seconds to go in our first period. Kazan Smith, that is a twin loop, leading 2-0 with 5 seconds to go here in the first period. And that will put Atwood on the bottom here when we get ready to go into the second period here. See what he wants to do here.
He deferred, and so Smith will choose down. So it will be Atwood's choice in the third period.
Kazan just quickly right up there, not able to get a hook in or anything, was
good
Atwood.
Stand up. We got locked hands, going to be called on Albright.
That's going to be a 1 point.
So you did get the reversal and 1 point locked hands. So that was a 3-point swing.
5-0. Smith of Twin Loop leading here over Atwood Albright. We're at the Ainsworth Bulldogs Wrestling Duel. Tomorrow is the wrestling invite. A little bit later on here. I know we're going to have to take a long break here a little bit later on. We'll have some results from the girls' invite.
One of the things that changed this year, too, my understanding is instead of 45 minutes between duels, they've changed that now to 30 minutes. So
that's nice.
That's better for radio announcers
That's
anyway.
Right. Here's a pinning situation for Kazan Smith as he has
got a reverse half on, and there is the pin. Did a good job of keeping good pressure on the hips and able to get that reverse half. And
going to go in 2:57 as Smith will defeat Atwood Albright. We're in our second duel of the evening. Looks like going to be open at
157.
157. That's going to be Branson Anderson.
165, we should have a match with Gawecki and Garrett Keith.
I don't know if that was it's dark in here, so we couldn't tell if that's who it is. North Central. 165. Chase Gawecki, I believe, is who this is.
Yep. Should be Garrett Keith.
Okay.
From Twin Loop.
No, that's Twin Loop, Garrett Heath.
Twin Loop with Garrett Heath, North Central.
Chase Gawecki. All right. Oh, this This is Cade Weiss, they say, huh? Okay. Cade Weiss is going to wrestle here instead of Guecki. And it looked like there's going to be a takedown there for Cade. And then,
there we go. Okay.
yeah, he was at the other 157-pounder.
Right.
But went for the single leg takedown, then got tripped up. And he was taken down by Garrett Keith for the 2 points.
Keith's got a good strong half on and going to turn him right over there too. Pulling up reversed his half, pulled up the other arm, and got him in a nice tight pin. 37 seconds on the pin.
So that's going to be 4 wins by fall for Twin Loop. And North Central has a win by fall and a 13-8 decision. But still, North Central upbeat due to the forfeits. 57-24 right now. And that's going to be the duel there. They have 51-24, but I believe it's thought it was 57-24. We'll have to take a look. I don't know if they put up the last points for North Central. However it is, North Central will win that duel, and we're going to take a timeout. Duel 2 in the books. The next duel will be Ainsworth versus Twin Loop. Glad to have you along here on KBRB FM 92.7, Ainsworth, Nebraska.
If you have a demand for concrete, call on Ainsworth Ready Mix to get your project started. Residential, commercial, or industrial concrete jobs, they're committed to providing quality product at an affordable price at Ainsworth Ready Mix, proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics. Stop in and see Mike Schrod, your State Farm insurance agent on Main Street in Ainsworth for all of your home, auto, and life insurance needs. That's State Farm Insurance on Main Street in Ainsworth. Good service at a good price. See Mike Schrod, your State Farm insurance agent in Ainsworth.
For independent grain marketing, contact Pride Grain, located on Highway 20 between Long Pine and Bassett. They have a variety of marketing tools available to meet your individual market plan. Visit with Brad Wilkins at Pride Grain. They're proud to be a supporter of local athletics.
Red and White Market is your local community connection for high-quality foods, friendly service, and great prices. Make sure to grab a delicious, piping hot lunch. The deli starts serving at 11:30 weekdays. You can have it to stay or to go from Red and White Market on Highway 20 in Ainsworth.
Go ahead and improve with Tim's Construction of Ainsworth. Additions, kitchens, bathrooms, roofing, drywall, window replacement, siding, even custom-built homes start to finish. Call Tim's Construction of Ainsworth for a free, no-obligation quote at 402-760-0162.
The sky is the limit with Flivity Giblets, offering custom embroidery.
We would like to recognize our ACS parents. All parents with close parents and Jewish students, please stand and please be recognized when I call their name. Please remain standing while the always on the place on the team.
Keep you from going back. Right side.
Wrestler, freshman, hold right to the open parents and parents. Hayden Evans, parents Brandy and Mandy Evans. Sam Titus. Josh and Ashley Titus. Nakona Scherber. Mother Sonia Scherber. Aiden Jackman. Aaron Jackman and Jackman. Mason Painter. Devin and Shannon Painter. And our senior, Jackson Irwin and Father Craig Irwin. Thank you all very much.
A girls wrestling invite.
And what a great experience to be one of those girls who got to wrestle in it, too.
That's right. That's right. So we're going to sit back. You're going to hear a little music for a while. So you web listeners, you're not going to hear that. We're going to disconnect from you. I believe they'll get the stream up and going again for you that are watching on the video stream. But for Bill Lentz, I'm Cody Gucci for our fine sportscaster. We're going to send you back to the studios. Going to be back here in about 20 minutes. Next duel up is Ainsworth versus Twin Loup. So far, Todd County over Ainsworth 36-24, and they did not put up that last one. Last one they said 51-24. We'll leave it at that, and we'll be back with Ainsworth and Twin Loup coming up here for you in about 20 minutes on KBRB.
Take control of tax season with the trusted local professionals at Best Books and More in Springview. Personal, business, and agricultural services available, and much more. Call the local experts at Best Books and More, 402-497-2724.
All right, we get you back a little bit earlier than expected. They started the clock from the, as you mentioned, when the last guy wrestled, or the first guy wrestled, and we had enough wrestling time there that we're back early here. And so we're going to go into duel number 3, Ainsworth versus Twin Loop. And I believe he said we were going to start at 2:15, and both teams were open. Yeah. Both teams open at 285. So now let's go to 106. Looks like Twin Loop's open, yes. Boy, are we going to get any matches? Maybe a one?
We could get 2 or 3, I think.
138. Because I think Mason Painter might not be here. And then Aiden Jackman, maybe. We might get 2 matches.
Caden Evans, no.
No, we're not getting a 126 matchup.
Well,
maybe. Doesn't look like Ainsworth has anybody out there. No. All right, Ainsworth going to be open there. Now, 132, nobody, unless. Now, okay, when I'm saying nobody, what's the weight difference? Can you wrestle down or wrestle up?
You can wrestle up. You can't wrestle down.
So if you're a 132, you can wrestle a 130.
You could wrestle up to 144, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a match
there
here.
There we go.
At 138.
And this might be it.
Emmett Grant, Sam Titus. Unless we get one at 150. I believe we'll get one at 150. With Aiden Jackman and Kazan Smith. We'll find out. But Sam Titus getting ready to battle here against Emmett Grant. Grant won by a fall in 57 seconds earlier.
Grant's in on a good shot there, but Sam has a good whizzer trying to fight it off, but he did get taken down.
Yeah, both of these guys have won by fall earlier. It looks like
there is no back points.
No back
so
points.
Just 2. So Sam's going to need to get a stand up or switch here right away. It works for the stand up.
Well, that's one thing you can find out in wrestling. Even though they're wrestling at 138, it looks like Grant, just because he's taller, looks like a little bit heavier than 138. You know what I'm saying,
yeah.
Bill? That's just the way the body build.
Yep. And you just never know for sure. Grant's doing a good job of tying up Sam's arms. Sam needs to look away from his opponent there instead of into him. Working back to a good base. Working on a stand-up.
Ainsworth head coach Jay Graff, assisted by Wade Alberts on the boys' side. Again, Twin Loop, Levi Lincolns and Tony Bai, or Gordon Goodman, Nolan Osborne, and Jed Finsky. Well, that's a familiar name, Jed Finsky.
Yeah.
We're down to 50 seconds to go in the first period. 50 seconds to go in the first period. 2-0 with Grant leading.
Sam was able to get his one escape and he's back up on his feet. Kept fighting that stand-up on the edge there and finally got his hand free. Now he's tied up ear to ear, which isn't a great position to be in. Both wrestlers are ear to ear where they have their ear covering. Ear to ear is, you get too tied up or you can't shoot. So now Sam backed off of that to get a shot and dropped right straight to his own back.
Yeah, it looked like he's trying to do a drag move, and it looks like he's going to be pinned here in the first period. He is. Minute 47.
Gives Emmett his second pin of the night.
Emmett Grant over Sam Titus, a 138 for Twin Loop. 147 is our time. And we'll have one more match. It looks like that possibly going to be coming up here if Twin Loop sends out a 150. Kazan Smith wrestled here just 20-some minutes ago.
Yeah.
30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We'll see if he comes in. Coach is yelling at somebody. We'll see who it is.
Looks like we should have Kazan Smith and Aiden Jackman.
Yep, we'll see. Kazan Smith won his last match by fall in a time of 2:57
And Aiden didn't have a match the first duel.
over Atwood Albright. So how about this? Talk about a guy that's warmed up, ready to roll. See him out there with a long leg sleeve and a knee brace. Does that mean he's usually on that left knee a lot?
Probably.
Which he was just there right now, trying to work a takedown on Jackman. First match of the night, as we mentioned, for Aiden Jackman for the Ainsworth Bulldogs.
Aiden is trying to get, to work a double leg in there, but his opponent's got a double underhook, so you don't want to push into that. You want to, he's able to get his wrist free, get off of the overhook. You got underhooks and overhooks in wrestling, and generally an overhook is a position you could get yourself in trouble with, but not always.
They always told me if you could see the lights, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Still just a good scramble position by both wrestlers right now.
Working off the right side of the mat here in front of the twin loop.
Aiden's doing a good job of wrist control with a whizzer, but big double leg shot by his opponent there, by Smith. But elbows are out pretty wide, and he's not able to get past Jackman's defense. So when you do that big double leg shot, you need to have your elbows in tight to your side.
Did you see how quick that was? Aiden went to move his headgear and brought his hands up above his head, and boom, just like that, trying to get that double leg was Kazan Smith.
That messing with your headgear is a bad habit.
Well, it is, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah. Now, Jackman is in a position with the underhook there that he could throw that up and get past it.
Smith is just basically just a quick movement of his hip to get to a takedown here. And he's close. He just doesn't quite have position yet. And they will give it to him.
He does have a 2-point takedown.
We're down to 3 seconds to go, 2-1. And so there, with under 10 seconds to go in the first period, Kazan Smith will take a 2-0 lead. Jackman has the option what to do to start the second period.
Nothing fancy there. Aiden just got his head down a little bit too much, and Smith was able to take advantage of it. So now Aiden will be down in the referee's position on the bottom.
Good match here. Jackman tried to shoot up out of there quickly, but nice job with the wrist control. I see that. I saw that in the last match with Kazan Smith. Really good with the wrist control.
He's good with the wrist, but he sometimes kind of lets off on the hips, but right now he's doing a good job on both. Aiden is bellied out. Now he's called something called threading the needle there, where he's reached through and grabbed the hand on the arm bar, and that is a bad position for Aiden to be in, and he gets pinned.
Yeah, just kind of just got into a spot there where he got his arm back behind him, had that control, and moved it there. And Kazan Smith will win his second match by fall. This one going to go in 2:27. And the last one went, looks like 2:37, so he's used to about this time.
Yeah. And it looks like Nakona Scherter will get another forfeit. Those do count on your record toward seeding in a tournament.
Which is good.
Which is good. As a coach, you'd rather have the kid wrestle a match and get the experience, but it does count.
And again, if we go back and we take a look at rules as we're going to all these forfeits again, if you had a wrestler and they were there, did they have to wrestle if they were going to wrestle later on in the day? They did not in the duel. Okay.
No, and that's a strategy, especially if you have two teams that have, full weight classes or close to it. You can hold a kid out, or you can move kids around a little bit.
You can't do that in football, though.
No.
If you both show up, you both
That's
have
right.
to play.
You got to both play. So that ends up being 30-18 to the advantage of Twin Loop.
Okay. 30-18.
Another quick
loop.
duel.
All
One
right.
of the things that's tough, and tough for radio guys too, but when you have teams that aren't full and you don't match up very well for the duels, that's where a regular tournament is more beneficial than a dual tournament. And
Right.
And so you'll a lot of times see a lot more dual tournaments in the Class A and B teams, and not so much in the lower classes, just because they generally have more wrestlers to work with.
Well, and the other thing I was going to mention, they do now have that dual state tournament, which you have to have a certain amount to even qualify to go to that tournament. So, folks, we're going to take a timeout. Looks like we are going to have, it looks like North Central getting ready to come up next against Todd County. Duel number 4 coming up as we hit 6:30 on KBRB.
Everything for your building needs is available from Century Lumber in Ainsworth. Whether you were starting from scratch, remodeling, or just doing a little maintenance, the necessary supplies are waiting for you at Century Lumber on Main Street in Ainsworth.
No overpriced lawn services, no headaches. Call on Steck Lawn Care in Ainsworth. Grant Steck offers mowing services, landscaping, seasonal cleanup, and more. You can even reserve your mow day and rate for next season now. Call or text 402-760-1808. Tires you deserve from people you can trust. At Rock County Tire, their sales and service team go above and beyond to help you with your tire needs. For complete tire service from start to finish, call on Rock County Tire in Bassett. Phone 402-684-2200.
At West Plains Bank, we're proud to offer the financial products and services to help you accomplish your life's goals. West Plains Bank in Ainsworth and Springview, a better way to bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, this match started at 2:15, and it is going to be for North Central, Bo Kaufman, it looks like, getting a forfeit, and it looks like maybe we're going to wrestle here. Bill, we're going to wrestle here at 285. Kip Leonard.
And going?
Yeah, Kip Leonard, and who'd you say? Daniel?
Daniel.
Oops,
Yep.
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
I didn't hear if it was Daniel or it was Carter. They have 2 heavyweights.
Okay.
I think it's Daniel, but I don't know that for sure.
All right. Hey, we did double check. It does look like they're going to have a dual wrestling championship coming up February 3rd. 2024 Buffalo County Fairgrounds, Kearney, Nebraska.
Okay. There is a big throw by the Todd County heavyweight.
We'll see. Coach.
There is
1 point green for something.
For fleeing the mat, I believe.
Okay.
He backed off the mat, and it was very close to a takedown, but for basically running away from the throw.
Right. Well, so that's one thing I look at if you're wrestling. I don't want to get thrown.
Yep.
Why not try to play a little defense and run away from it? But no. Now
Now
Leonard
you got a big double leg from the other wrestler.
And are we going to get a takedown, or were they neutral? They are going to give
him a takedown, yep.
Yep.
And it's because his knee hit the mat, and he had control around the waist.
Yep.
So Todd County wrestler will be down.
So 2-1, Kip Leonard leading here over the Todd County wrestler.
So a lot of action by the big boys on this one.
Yeah. Kip trying to get around here. Found himself in a little bit of trouble earlier. About got locked hands, but good move there by the Todd County wrestler. I believe, as you mentioned, Gangon. And then Leonard throws him right back down. How hard is it for an official, too, to see some of these things when you got a spotlight on instead of regular lighting?
It's easier for them than us up here.
Okay.
But
We went a minute 10 here in the first period, 2-1. Leonard of North Central leading the Todd County wrestler. Again, we did not quite hear if it was Daniel Gangon or not.
It's either him or Carter Brave, and I think it's Daniel, but I'm, like I said, I'm sorry I did not catch it either.
And I could probably pull up on my laptop here who this is by now on Track Wrestling. What a great addition that's been to the sport.
Yeah, it really has, and they've got most of the bugs out of it, I think, so it's basically a program they run all tournaments on now.
Yeah, we'll be taking a look after this match at the girls, Ainsworth Girls Invite. I believe they had 8 teams that were there, and so we'll have that coming up when we hit our final 10 seconds. I believe we're going to have a stalling.
Yep. The North Central wrestler was staying parallel with the Todd County wrestler. You have to get off to the side and try to turn him, and he was just riding him too parallel. And so he stopped that.
8 seconds to go in the
first. Gave him a warning. So he'd been warned for stalling.
So
no points, but just a warning.
If we're in college, we'd have riding time there about that last 35, 40 seconds.
Exactly.
All right. By the way, Nebraska was wrestling earlier, I believe, against Wisconsin.
Yeah, and I did see. I peeked over there. It was a long ways over there on the deck, but I I did see one of the Nebraska guys coming off with a win, so that Nebraska should have won that duel with Wisconsin, but you never know.
We'll take a look at that here a little bit later on. We head to the second period, 2-1. And this is Kip Leonard for North Central leading here. We are in the fourth duel of our 6 duels here on KBRB, FM 92.7 in the web. A couple of heavyweights here just clanging around with their heads.
Todd County wrestlers looking for a headlock. Working for underhooks, which heavyweights like to use that to set up either a throw like he did in the first period or to drop maybe in on a single or a double leg.
And he's been really the aggressor of this match so far.
Yeah, he really has. He's a little bit shorter in stature, but there's not that much different in size, and both of them pretty mobile for big guys.
Coach Josh Dean here for Todd County, I believe a Valentine Badger wrestler.
Yes, he was.
And a darn
very
good
one. You bet.
A darn good one.
I got to be his assistant coach and coached him in football as well, and just a good athlete.
I did lose from Todd County his assistant coach, Marcus Nelson, who is now the head coach at Valentine.
And Marcus was another Valentine guy who had a lot of success. I think a couple times state champ.
And he snuck in, I believe, maybe his junior year, kind of an underdog with 11 losses. Here's a takedown.
There is a big takedown by Leonard.
With 30 seconds to go.
And he got the pin. Good match between the two. Good sportsmanship at the end.
Great sportsmanship there, and that is going to be a pin for Kip Leonard. That is going to come at 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the second. And now will we have a match at 106? I take a look across there. Tayson Scott wrestled last time. All right, Sean kills the enemy.
Yeah.
So Tayson Scott wrestled the first one at 106 back when they took on Ainsworth. And now Sean kills the enemy, taking on Brett Olson at 106.
And that's the nice thing about having more than one kid at a weight class, too. You can get both of them experience like they are here.
Well, you know, we were just talking about coaches just a moment ago. Jake Graff for Ainsworth, he put his shoes on the mat a few years back, and now he's back as head coach.
Yep.
Hey, good move there by Olson. Brett Olson, really quick. And these guys, they're just flying around like grease in a frying pan.
Yep. And I'm glad to see we got Jake back, too, and Wade Alberts, his assistant, and both doing a nice job for the kids and trying to get this program built back up.
And you want to talk about a couple stud wrestlers from Ainsworth. They're coaching now for North Central sitting down here to our left.
Yep.
All right, we do have a pinning situation here.
It's a little bit tough in the shadow over there, but, yeah, it looked like we had Olson. I think we had three back points. So it's 5-0, Olson leads.
And, again, so he rolled him over and then rolled him over and now has trying to make a different move to get back points again.
Yeah, you have to switch off to something else or come off of the pinning combination.
And Olson did that, but we'll see if they award the points. They do another 3, and that'll take it to 8-0, nearing that major decision.
Kills the enemy. He's doing a good job of working on a stand-up. And gets taken right back to the mat.
Going to be,
I think he may get 2 points, back points out of that. Yep, he was just beyond 90 when he brought him down.
And so we got the 2 for the takedown, and then 2 for the back points with 10 seconds to go in this one. Looking
here
for the
comes
pin.
The big half.
5, 4, 3, and right there with 3 seconds to go. So a minute 57 in. And that is Brett Olson at 106, winning by fall.
One thing about South Dakota, you can wrestle high school in junior high, so they never are short of smaller guys.
That's
and
right.
I don't know what grade. We don't have the grades on these kids, but you can wrestle
as a seventh
grader at the high school level too.
Yeah,
there is a forfeit.
And that just goes to the deal that if you have somebody that's a 5-time state champ, that means he's done some really good work. And I don't know how many 6-timers there is, but man, that would be a feat for sure.
Iowa had one a few years ago that came from a little town of Phillips, South Dakota, and was a five-time state champ in high school, and then I believe was a national champ for Iowa.
Wow. All right, where do we go here? I'm taking a look. Jackson Kozad maybe here at 126.
I believe Patrick
And
Ironclad.
Patrick Ironclad here at 120. Of course, we're losing everything. We're not seeing the, yeah, there it is. At the very top, you can just, if your eyes can focus, it says 126 right above the time there. So we are in at 126 here.
That is a small number.
And it is North Central 30, Todd County 0 right now on the scoreboard.
Actually, 30.
Or 30.
30,
What did I say?
20.
20?
That's all right.
All right. I tell you what, it's hard to see
Yep.
up here in the dark. Again, we'll have some girls.
There's a good shot by Patrick Ironclad, and he does get the 2-point takedown on Jackson Kozad.
Ironclad, this is his first match of the night.
Got a spiral ride working there. And does a really good job of tying up that leg. If you can see, he's got a figure 4 on the leg, and now is trying to get his arm back away from Jackson, doing a good job of sucking that arm in so he can't turn him.
Kind of turned him into a pretzel.
Yeah, there he did get his arm back, so now we'll see what he does. Yep, there's trying to work crossface pretty aggressively by Ironclad there.
We're down to 40 seconds to go in the second. Make this the first period.
Yep.
First period, 2-0. Ironclad of Todd County leading. We're in duel number 4 of 6 here in Ainsworth.
Ironclad's working on a stack there. Jackson was able to get into a sitting position, but then slid under it and was pinned with
What about a minute 44?
minute 54 or 44. Sorry, yeah, correct. Minute 44.
Ironclad will win by a fall in 154 here.
44.
Or 44. I said 44.
You
You
did.
said
You got-
54.
yeah. That subtraction's harder than addition.
It looks like Zachary Weeblehouse going to get a forfeit. We could see a 138-pound matchup here. We'll see. It looks like we are.
It's like Malachi, Bronco Bill, and Tracy Kalp.
Yeah, Trace Kalp.
Yep.
Trace Kalp coming in here. Thanks for Wade for throwing us on
And
there.
Malachi Bronco Bill, we saw wrestle against Sam Titus in the first duel tonight and lost that one.
And then we did see also Kalp, I believe, wrestled at 138 and lost to Emmett Grit by a fall in 57 seconds.
So one of them is going to get their first win tonight.
And it looks like a takedown. No, good defense there by the Todd County wrestler.
They're both a little high right now, but they're working to get into position, and they're going to go out of bounds right at the foot of the scoring table. No takedown. We're both back up on our feet again.
That almost looked like when you went to the playground and one guy called out the other guy, and they just went, let's go 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Which one gets down first?
So there's a shot by Kalp.
And he let
But
go
Bronco
of it.
Bill, and then he let go of it. Bronco Bill came around, and
He's going to give it 2 points for the takedown.
he doesn't yet until he controls the waist.
Well, they get 2-0 on the.
Now he's got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got a 2-0.
Now he's working a half, and he's going to try to get chest to chest so he can get his pin there, and he does. So Malachi Bronco Bill gets the pin there. Another good
53.
exhibition of good sportsmanship by both teams. So that was
53
a minute
seconds.
and 53 seconds.
Yeah, minute 50. No, just 53.
Oh, 53. I'm sorry. That was first period.
Yes, first period, yeah.
Yes.
All right, we're going to have another matchup here as they come up here. Gavin Pruitt going to come in. We got to go down here to 144.
So we have Gavin Pruitt and Deva.
No, I think
Nope.
they're going to. Are they going to?
Okay. White Feather must not have been available.
150 pounds.
So they probably put Diva White Feather up to 150.
Deva
Deva?
White Feather.
Yeah.
And they said North Central who? Atwood Albright? No, that looks like Branson Anderson to me. That looks like from here that's Branson Anderson.
And I don't see him on the list.
At
Oh, there he is.
150?
157.
Yeah, but they no,
Okay.
that can't. Is that right? We'll see who that is. Maybe
Yeah.
it is Atwood. It's like I said, it's tough for us to see, and we couldn't hear who they said that was. Yeah, that's Atwood. I could tell now by him standing up, and he turned a little bit, and I could tell by the
Okay.
hair. That's Atwood Albright. Took me a while, but I found it out. So we did find it out, and this is at 150.
So Diva Whitefeather coming up from 144. And then Atwood Albright. Takedown by Albright. But he's a little bit high right there. Whitefeather spins out, and there's an illegal headlock. When you do have the headlock, you have to have an arm in it, and Atwood just missed that and just had him around the neck. So we'll start again.
1:08 to go here in the first period. Atwood leads 2-1. North Central, Atwood Albright, and Deva Whitefeather of Todd County.
Whitefeather is hitting a series of sit-outs, and
Locked hands
Atwood
again.
locked his hands because Diva keeps hitting the sit-outs. He tried to reach through and stop it around the waist, and he might be better off just to let him up
So
here and
locked
take him down
hands,
again.
can you hand on wrist? Is that still locked hands?
Anytime that you touch, that it's locked hands.
Okay.
And like I said, you can have that on the initial takedown, and you can have it in a pinning combination, but other than that, you can't.
Good match going here as Whitefeather trying to get stood up here, and Atwood put him back down to the ground, now trying to trip him again.
In a scramble, basically.
Down to 26 seconds, 2-2. Atwood got a takedown, and Whitefeather got a couple of bonus points.
Atwood is a long-limbed kid, so you got a lot of leverage.
I cannot believe it. Yeah, I was just looking for him to do a little bit more leg, and then we
And
have
there
another.
is locked hands again
Yeah.
because Diva stood up and he went around the waist and locked hands on him. Now
it's two for
it's
the third
two.
time.
If he gets called again now, that it's match over. So
Okay.
it's 1 point, 1 point, 2 points, and disqualified.
Yeah. So that the official going over there just checking and
Yep.
telling the North Central coaches they
Yeah.
agree. They know.
That's why he probably would be better off to let him up.
That's what they're saying.
Take
Just
him
let
down,
him up.
yeah.
Just let him up.
Yep. And he's going to go neutral to
So-
start the second period.
So could you still put the hand on the back and let him come up?
You
and,
could, yeah.
And then try taking him down as
Yeah.
he gets up?
Yep.
Okay. But they do not. They'll give him the 1 point escape. And now Whitefeather has a 5-2 lead, basically
penalty
four,
points.
four penalty
Well,
points.
three, yeah, four
Four penalty
and then
points. One escape.
freebie escape.
Yeah. Minute 47 to go in the second here. Albright going to really have to work on not locking the hands together. As you mentioned, otherwise that would be the fourth, as they did, like basically
Yeah.
a technical foul.
Yep. There's a good single leg shot. But Atwood's able to counter it and come around, and he's got a half Nelson. Going to get a pin right there.
Good move. He got to
Yep.
5-4, got it in there.
Got himself out of a bad situation and got a pin.
Yeah, and you know what? For kids, high school kids, you might be thinking, what am I going to do now to make sure I don't
Yeah.
get disqualified? And he turns it
just
into a
pin
pin. That's right. That
Yep.
comes with 2:40, make that 2:37 in the second period.
Yeah, so he got a good, solid half Nelson and then caught the wrist with the other one and don't have to worry about
150-pounder.
anything illegal there.
Are they going to send in Kotzer? I believe they have. Is that Kotzer? Chase? Tried to show him who he is down there at 150.
157 North Central, Chase Castle.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
Chase Kotzer won.
So
57.
they moved him up to 157, which
Okay.
they can do, and he gets a forfeit.
165. Todd County bringing anybody? Nope, they're going to be open, and they're going to bring, I believe, Branson Anderson moved up to 165.
I don't believe we'll have any more matches here.
Nope, that's going to be it. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, check in with girls
Well,
wrestling.
we should have
earlier.
Carver Ron at 190.
Oh, they are going to wrestle at 190? They are going to wrestle. So Goecki had listed at 165. They're going to take him up to 190.
And it looks like Carver Ron is small 190.
All right.
I think they both are probably about 175.
Right.
Yeah.
Boy, they're scrapping, though, out there right now. Just getting underway here. So this is the final match of this duel. And right now, North Central has a 60-12 lead over Todd County. Shooting in there was Goecki, but then trying to make a move. Nearly got in a pinning position with Ron.
In a very awkward position there.
Yeah, this is Goecki trying to force the issue here, but he's been a little high.
Still nothing. Goecki's got a good single leg started, and he turns it into a double, and now he's got it in what we call a bow and arrow cradle. He's going to have 3 back points for sure. He may get the pin out of this as well.
Yeah, it's down to minute 5. A lot of time working here for Goecki. Now he's turned over. Now
And there he gets got the reverse cradle and gets the pin. That's Chase Goecki with the pin.
Did they put the points up already? It says 60-12. We'll wait and see. I thought that was a 190. That was 175. So
175,
he misspoke. So that was 175. I thought that was a little bit too far to go up. 175.
Could have been a misprint on Ron, too.
And it looks like
there must have been one on that was not on the roster there for our last match.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this is Carver Ron.
And that will end the duel. It looks like
66-12.
All right, 66-12. North Central. Take a break. We're going to come back, take a look at the Ainsworth girls wrestling invite, and then have our 5th duel. We're about 15 minutes away before we probably wrestle because Todd County will take on Twin Loop. So we'll be back with more in just a moment here on KBRB.
Circle B Livestock of Bassett offers a complete line of livestock needs, from feed to pharmaceuticals to livestock handling equipment. Make one stop for all your farm and ranch needs. Stop at Circle B Livestock. They are the livestock producer's friend in Bassett.
Your Zematic by Lindsay dealer offers replacement parts for any brand of pivot, installation and training, superior service when you need it.
Your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer is Ainsworth Electric Motor, located just 1 mile east of Ainsworth on Highway 20. Call 387-1071.
Todd Flynn Law Office, PC LLC, with offices at 309 North Main Street in Ainsworth. When you need legal assistance and advice on personal and business concerns, contact Todd Flynn at Todd Flynn Law Office, 309 North Main Street in Ainsworth.
Do you know who the biggest North Central Knight fans are? Well, it's the gals at the Springview Herald, that's who. Subscribe today for one low cost and catch up on all things North Central Knights, plus so much more. The Springview Herald, proud supporter of the North Central Knights.
Think of the Bulldogs every time you swipe your card with Union Bank and Trust Bulldog Debit Card. It's a perfect way to show off your Bulldog pride wherever you use your card, at home or away. Union Bank and Trust, you belong here. Member FDIC.
All right, we're back here. They just said here about a minute ago we are 15 minutes away from our next match, Bill. So girls wrestling taking the state of Nebraska and basically the United States by storm. How about that? And we have Ainsworth hosting their first ever Ainsworth Girls Invite.
You know, girls sports and women's sports in all areas. It's just been a fantastic year, and what a great thing for Nebraska to kind of lead the way with the volleyball game at Memorial Stadium. We saw in the first ever pro volleyball match 2 nights ago.
Yes.
18,000 people showed up in Omaha to watch as Omaha played Atlanta. Women's sports are getting the attention they deserve finally, and it's just growing in great leaps and bounds.
You have to answer this question honestly. I know we're doing wrestling right now, But did you ever think that women's volleyball would be the first professional sport in the state of Nebraska?
No, you know, my wife and I talked about that last night. You could actually say we already have professional sports in rodeo.
Yes,
But,
very true.
yeah,
Very true.
But just a little bit different level of involvement, maybe.
Right. That's very
But,
true, rodeo,
yeah.
because that's, tell
Yeah.
you what, they're
But otherwise,
pure
yes,
athletes.
Yeah. Otherwise, yes. That's a little bit surprising that's what it was, but it's so great to see.
Well, let's take a look at this Ainsworth girls invite as we head to track wrestling. Looks like they go down to 100 pounds to start off, and the smallest weight class is a 100. And the only one there was Kiana Sir of Brady. She did not wrestle anybody, and we kind of talked about that. You come here, you're wanting to wrestle, and then you know what? Just nobody to wrestle. It just kind of happens that way.
Yeah, and you really, as a coach and as a wrestler, you want to wrestle. You want to get those matches and experience as you get ready for districts and state.
Yeah, then we go to 105. Out of, I believe, the 8 teams here, nobody wrestled at 105. So that takes us to 110 pounds, and a rated wrestler out of Ainsworth, Jolynn Pozell. She's a junior. She's 30-2 on the season. She'll win her first match over Violet Gentry of Brady in a time of 1:30. Also in round one, Savannah Paulson of Winside. You want to talk about some wrestling? Winside had some wrestlers too. Winside senior Savannah Paulson won by a fall in 4:27 over Aaliyah Mitchum of Brady. And in round two, it was Pozell of Ainsworth over Paulson of Winside by fall in 28 seconds. Mitchum of Brady defeated Gentry of Brady in a fall in 5:30. That went into nearly extra time. Yeah.
And it's so neat to see Jolynn is just pinning her way through so much of her competition this year.
And then Pozell then in what looks to be basically a round-robin format there. Basically Pozell then to defeat Leah Mitchum in a fall in a time of 1:07. Paulson of Winside over Gentry of Brady in 27 seconds. So Pozell will win the 110-pound weight class today. Savannah Paulson Winside second, third to Aaliyah Mitchum of Brady, fourth to Violet Gentry of Brady. Now we go to 115 and another open. Nobody wrestling there for those teams. Now to 120 we go, and there was 3 wrestlers in there. Felicia Kirkman got an opening round bye because of the record. Then Elena Hoskins of Winside won over Neely Hoke of Ainsworth, a fall, a time of 1:08. And let's take a little bit of time here. And again, I don't know how much that Neely, a foreign exchange student, coming into Ainsworth, was thinking, hey, I'm going to do girls wrestling. But her host parents are the Pozells, who are a wrestling family.
Yeah, so why not? And it's great experience. I've had a number of foreign exchange students that I got to coach over the years, and thanks to Facebook, still friends with a lot of them.
I bet.
Young man who's now probably in his early 50s in Scotland that I see every week on Facebook. You know, that was a great experience for him, and it's something different for those kids to be able to go home and say, I got to wrestle.
You're right.
You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
Felicia Kirkman then wins in round 3 over Elena Hoskins by fall 113. So Kirkman of West Holt, your winner at 120. Hoskins of Winside, second, third place to Hoke of Ainsworth. The 125, just 2 wrestling there, and it was Madeline Pistolka of West Holt over Ariana Bloom in the first round by fall in 4:33. But get this, they wrestled 3 times. Bloom then won the second one by fall in 1:19 before Pistolka come back in round 3.
Wow.
Didn't know they would do that.
I didn't either, but
that's what it shows here.
Great. Got some matches.
And in a round 3, Pistolka wins by a fall in 4:40. So Pistolka takes first from West Holt. Bloom from Valentine second. We go to 130. 3 wrestlers there. It was London Donbar of Ainsworth, a freshman, getting a bye in round 1. Abigail Nelson of Hay Springs wins by 11-1 major decision over Ebony Owens of SEM, that is Sumner Eddyville Miller. Then London Dunbar gets a win by fall over Owens in 41 seconds. And then in round number 3, it was Nelson of Hay Springs with a win by fall in a minute 50 over Dunbar of Ainsworth. Abigail Nelson of Hay Springs winner, Dunbar of Ainsworth second, and Owens of Sumner Eddyville Miller third. Now let's go to 135. There is one good wrestler, another wrestling family here. In fact, her twin, I believe, at 165 pounds of the boys, has been previously maybe rated as high as number 1 in Class D. But Madison Davis making her own mark, a very good wrestler, 32-1 senior. How about that? 33 matches on the year. So Davis will go win by fall over Dayton Paris of Burke Gregory in a time of 2:21. And then it was Jesselyn Fay of Valentine, a freshman, winning by fall over Emily Jagger of Winside, a minute 13. Heading off to round 2, Davis wins by fall in 2:41 over Jagger of Winside. And Fay of Valentine with the win over Paris of Burke Gregory and a fall time of 36 seconds. She's wrestled 31 times, Fay, at 22-9.
And Jesselyn Fay, I coached her father in high school at Valentine, and I know he was so excited that she was going to get to wrestle this year.
Then as we head into basically the championship round, the finals here, Davis of West Holt wins over Fay in a time of 3:36, and then Paris of Burke defeats Jagger of Winside in 35 seconds. Madison Davis remains undefeated, or make that win undefeated today, and just one loss on the year. Davis of West Holt first, Fay of Valentine second, Paris of Burke Gregory third, and Jagger of Winside fourth. Let's go to 140 here, where Ainsworth gets another winner, and Megan Jones.
Excellent.
And a girl that, she could have made her mark on the basketball court, too, a wrestler at 140. The senior, 12-2 coming in, and she wins by a fall in 5:42 over Hayden Bowles of Hay Springs, a senior that has wrestled at 20-11. How about that? Lily Umbarger of Winside. I might know that I know that girl. I should have been here earlier, but Lily, 10-15 junior, won by a fall in a minute 19 over Ellie Scoville of Sumner Eddyville Miller. I wish I would have not missed that one. But the first place match is all they have listed here. They don't have any other matches. So again, Jones of Ainsworth first, Bowles of Hay Springs. They did have second, third to Umbarger of Winside, and fourth to Sumner Eddyville Miller's Ellie Scoville.
Congratulations to Megan on that win.
So then it looks like 5 wrestled here at 145 for the girls. Morgan Schaaf of West Holt and Braylon Rudnick of Ainsworth, a couple girls from our area. We'll take a look at it. Braylon lost her first round match by fall 5:46 to Grace Ackles of St. Paul. And then we go to round 2 where Morgan Schaaf of West Holt, the sophomore, won over Libby Creasel of Burke Gregory by fall in 34 seconds. And then we go to round 3 where it was Morgan Schaaf of West Holt winning by fall in 41 seconds over Brooke Winters of Hay Springs. And Braylon Rudnick, the freshman, wins by fall in 2:44 over Libby Creasel of Burke Gregory. Fourth round, Schaaf of West Holt wins by a fall in a minute 38 over Rudnick of Ainsworth. And then in the championship, it was Schaaf of West Holt beating Ackles of St. Paul 8-2 decision. Meanwhile, for third place, Braylon Rudnick of Ainsworth over Brooke Winters of Hay Springs in a time of 1:16. So congratulations to Morgan Schaaf of West Holt, your champion at 145. Third place, Ainsworth, Braylon Rudnick. Just a couple wrestled at 155. Natalie Kruger of Winside, your champion over Macy Flynn of Anselmo Myrna. 170, Lauren Slottick of St. Paul, your winner. Runner-up, Brooke Carvey of West Holt. Carvey, 15-12 freshman, won her first match by fall in 102 over Sophia McDonald of Sumner Eddyville Miller. Then in round 2, it was Brooke Carey defeating Miranda Ferris in a fall time of 35 seconds. That was the first match. No, I believe for Ferris. No, she lost her first round to Lauren Sidick of St. Paul by a fall in 24 seconds. We go to round 3. Slottick of St. Paul defeated Carey of West Holt, time of 4:32, and McDonald of SEM defeated Ferris of Ainsworth by a fall in 53 seconds. So Lauren Slottick of St. Paul, your winner. Brooke Carey West Holt second for Ainsworth, fourth place for Ainsworth, Miranda Ferris. Now to 190, no girls wrestled there. 235, it was Katie Schaaf of West Holt, the only one there, and that's kind of what our results are.
That is a lot of wrestling and a lot of good experience for all those kids today.
Yeah, and I'm just going to try to look down here, and they don't really have a count of the number here, but you can scroll down a few pages and just see the numbers. But what we're really seeing here is either, if you look down this, seniors or freshmen wrestling here. And you know what? For the seniors, they were like, thank you for bringing this to us. And now what's that done is brought up the freshmen looking at some role models.
Yeah. It's so nice to see this now. The last place that I coached wrestling was at Kearney High in the late 1990s, early 2000s.
So then they built a new gym because you left.
Because I left. Well, I had two girls that wrestled for us at Kearney High, and we had a great program there in Class A. And the 4 years I was there, we were state runner-up twice. But we had a couple girls that wrestled for us, and they didn't get a chance to wrestle other girls. They had to wrestle boys. And we're competitive and worked hard, and we're great in a practice room and good teammates. But it's nice to see that they can wrestle other girls, and it's just going to grow the sport greatly.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. We should be getting pretty close to our 5th and 6th duel of the night, Todd County versus Twin Loop, and then we'll follow it up with Ainsworth versus North Central. Glad to have you along. Our 6 duels tonight. Earlier tonight, it was Todd County defeating Ainsworth 36-24. North Central over Twin Loop 51-24. Twin Loop over Ainsworth 30-18. And North Central over Todd County 66-12. You're tuned to KBRB. We are on FM 92.7 and the web, kbrb.net.
Stretch your hay supply with Brad Fox Grinding. Grinding hay is one of the most efficient ways to feed hay or other forages to livestock. Brad Fox provides on-site forage and grain grinding service to those who wish to make the most efficient, economical use of their available feedstuffs. Call Brad Fox today to schedule a time to stop and grind. For reliable, dependable hay grinding service, call on Brad Fox Grinding of O'Neill. Phone 402-340-4038.
Joe Salvage of Ainsworth, proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics, has new steel and windbreak steel available, tractors and vehicles, and pays competitive prices for scrap iron, vehicles, and farm machinery. Call Tom at 402-382-8004 or Willie at 402-382-8784.
The Whistle Stop offers floral arrangements and gift items for any occasion. Fresh flowers and silks, plants, bouquets, sprays, and arrangements. Let the Whistle Stop in Bassett make it a memorable occasion with one of Kelly's unique creations.
Experience, reputation, and results. This is Laura Lee Frank at Bruner Frank Shoemaker, LLC. We pride ourselves on personal attention and solid results for your legal needs. We have law offices in both Kearney and Ainsworth for your convenience. Give us a call today.
For independent grain marketing, contact Pride Grain, located on Highway 20 between Long Pine and Bassett. They have a variety of marketing tools available to meet your individual market plan. Visit with Brad Wilkins at Pride Grain. They're proud to be a supporter of local athletics. Depend on the pros when it comes to customer satisfaction and fair prices on electrical and heating, ventilation, and air conditioning work. Call on Pro Electric and HVAC of Ainsworth. Trent Kinney, 402-382-5535.
This is Dane Sears, Ag Loan Officer with Homestead Bank. The Ag bankers at Homestead Bank understand the risks and rewards of farming and ranching. We can help you look ahead and plan for a season of success. Stop in or call to visit with one of our experienced bankers today to start your journey. Homestead Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to health care, the providers at Ainsworth Family Clinic set a standard in quality that aims to exceed your expectations. Dr. Kenneth Wassman and nurse practitioner Jennifer Schermeyer and Hillary Goodwin. Better never stops at the Ainsworth Family Clinic.
Jim Arnhold of Arnhold Insurance Agency in Bassett can provide you with health, life, and cancer insurance, Medicare supplement, nursing home, and disability coverage, business and estate planning. Give Jim a call at Arnhold Insurance in Bassett, 402-684-2901.
All right, we're going to welcome you back here on KBRB FM 92.7. Probably won't get too many more breaks here. We'll probably have about a 5-minute break after this duel as we have 2 left. And don't forget, we invite everybody to stop here tomorrow in Ainsworth for the Ainsworth Boys Invite. Who do we start off with?
We started off with Todd County, and he at heavyweight, and he got a forfeit.
You going to get a forfeit?
Yeah.
Carter Brave will get
got a forfeit.
Okay. So this again is going to be Todd County taking on Twin Loop. So now we'll switch over to 106-pounders, see if we have a match.
Kills the enemy, and it should be.
No, we don't have anybody for Twin Loop. They're at 113.
Yeah.
Yep. 113, anybody? See if anybody steps up here. Now they're picked. Twin Loop's picked.
They could move one of the 106s from Todd County up, and it looks like they will not. No? Okay.
Todd County is open, and that's going to be Michael Starr with getting the forfeit.
Yep.
Now we go to 126. We
should have Hector Estrada and Patrick Ironcloud.
120 pounds. They forgot a weight class.
Okay, yeah. Neither team has a 120. They're both open.
They should both be open.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Announcer had us a little bit there, didn't he? All right, we do have us a match at 126. Who do we have here?
We have Patrick Ironcloud from Todd County and Hector Estrada from Twin Loop.
All right.
Estrada got a pin last time up, and so did Ironcloud, so this could be a good one.
This should be a good one. Again, glad to have you along here on FM 92.7 and the web, kbrb.net. Those streaming on the Ainsworth, I believe, maybe YouTube channel tonight instead of Huddle. We shall see. Well, these kids at 126 sure see the muscle definition on them when they lock,
they really
lock together, don't they?
Yeah. Very wiry guys. Right away, Estrada gets a throw by and a takedown on Ironcloud. But Ironcloud's right back up on his feet for the escape, 2-1.
What's the highest point total you've ever seen? Can you remember that in a wrestling match?
Well, they added the technical fall in years ago, so it changed that. I saw one at the state meet one year that there were probably 30 points scored in with the Scottsbluff match. I think Scottsbluff and maybe Boys Town.
Okay.
But they changed some of the scoring since then, and you can get a tech fall, and if you have 15-point difference. So, but still, you can occasionally see a match that high.
Estrada went in for the shot. Looked like he was going to drag him back onto the mat.
Ironcloud's got a good whizzer on there where he hooks his arm over Estrada's arm and basically ties him up so that he can't get in to finish that shot. So this is a really evenly matched match so far.
Yeah, very good match here, but the way that Ironcloud was able just on 1 foot maintain his balance and not give up.
Yep. Ironcloud's in on a single leg now. Got his head to the outside. We'll see if he can finish. In good position there. Going to try to turn it into a double, it looks like.
And good
but
defense.
Estrada's staying in good. Both guys are just staying in really good position. Now Estrada's going to try a double leg.
Getting a little bit high. There's Ironcloud.
Yeah, and time runs out before any change. So it's 2-1 after 1 period.
Yeah, takedown, then an escape, just boom, boom like that. And going to give Ironcloud.
Estrada will take the bottom position.
Yep.
So Ironcloud will have the choice in the 3rd period if we get that far. Estrada working up on a stand-up right away, but Ironcloud takes him back to the mat.
Good defense again played here. I thought maybe this can be one of those takedown, get-up type matches. And right now, after the first takedown, it's really went to some really good defense and body control.
Yep.
I love also watching the body language of the coaches as they help their youngsters out on the wrestling mat.
Ironcloud's doing a good job of keeping a leg in, but he got a little bit high right there. But he's working his heels pretty well. But then he did go over the top, and now Estrada has got him on his back.
Yeah, got him in a pinning position.
Probably won't get him pinned there, but he's at least going to get 3 back points.
Trying to hang on here with 1:07 to go here in the 2nd period.
No, he may cinch him up enough to pin him yet.
Still saying no. Big thank you to Mr. Givens being here, our official here tonight, and our dual format. And there is the pin. Estrada from Twin Loop at 126 pounds gets his 2nd win tonight by fall. That one over Patrick Ironcloud. What do we got here? 132. We have anybody that we could see coming up here? Looks like they're both open.
Both open, I believe.
Maybe at 138 could see a match here. We'll see if that happens. And we'll see. Here comes the Todd County wrestler. This should be Emmett Grant.
Should be Malachi Bronco Bill from Todd County. And Michael Grant.
Yes. Emmett
Grant, sorry.
Emmett Grant,
yeah,
there we
Emmett
go.
Grant.
Malachi Bronco Bill for Todd County, Emmett Grant for Twin Loop. Another one that starts out really quick as they lock together. With this position here, Bill, going in for a single leg just like that, just waiting for that moment to take that single leg there for Grant.
And he did a good job of waiting for Bronco Bill to let his head down, waited for him to pop his head up and took the shot. That position, hips, feet, head are so important.
Yeah, and that's one of those things there, as I mentioned earlier, you're just kind of waiting for the other guy to maybe make the mistake or relax first.
There are guys who are really good counter wrestlers, and there are guys who are really good offensive wrestlers, and sometimes they're good at all of those things.
And then there's some guys that are just leg wrestlers, and as you mentioned, some upper body wrestlers.
That was an illegal move there that I think he just called a potentially dangerous. He could have dislocated the elbow if he'd have cranked on it. It's an old move called the West Point Ride that, thank goodness, they outlawed a long time ago.
And
but
no points awarded.
Just a warning.
Yep. No points awarded.
Yep. Not a warning, but a potentially dangerous.
Potentially, yeah. So we are down to 1 minute to go in our first period. We are at 138 pounds. Grant of Twin Loop with the 2-0 lead over Bronco Bill of Todd County.
Now Grant's got him in a good pinning position there. He's got a reverse half and a wing and was able to walk it around the head and pin him. So we are looking at 1 minute and 12 seconds on the pin.
All right. We've only had, one decision all night here tonight, and that was a North Central matchup at 144, I believe, against Keaton Dowse of Twin Loop in a 13-8, and everything else has been forfeit or pins.
I believe that was Grant's third pin of the night, too.
Yes. Wrestling very well. Who we have here? We got 144.
This should be Keaton Dowse from Twin Loop and Diva Whitefeather from Todd County.
We're really cranking on that right side. Was Dowse.
Oh, there's a standing cradle by Dowse. And he's going to break off of it and get his 2-point takedown.
You know, Coach Josh Dean has had some good wrestlers come through that Todd County area. I remember last year we had a good matchup here, and I believe that's about the 170 somewhere weight class, maybe 175. Yeah, just a good one there.
Todd County was really looking good a couple years ago. Their numbers were up really nice, and that COVID year just really hurt. South Dakota just called off all their sports that year and didn't finish the season. And trying to get kids back out has been a real uphill battle the following year. And there's a pin.
And that's going to be Keaton Dowse with the pin here at 57 seconds in the first. He just right over the top. But I tell you what, Twin Loop looking pretty darn good here in this duel.
Yep, they really are.
Winning every match so far that they've won by fall here. And that's going to take us to about the 150 mark.
And that should give Twin Loop a forfeit.
Looks like if anything, we would have a 190 match, but they had Carver Ron. They started at 215 or 285, and they had Ron there, so that might have been our last match of this duel. We shall see. There is also 157. Both teams are open. Garrett Keith for Twin Loop. Twin Loop's Twin Loop is not open.
So has a 165.
Yeah, they have a 165. We're going to have nobody at 175 for either team. Well, here comes 175. Who we got here? This is the guy we were missing, I believe, earlier.
I think he's not on our list.
Another Ron, I believe, is what they said. Carver Ron?
That might just be the wrong weight class, I
Right.
think, for Carver.
190. Carver Ron there at 190. He was there, so we missed. We're missing a wrestler.
There might be another Ron.
Yeah.
I think there's a second Ron.
Yeah. So sorry about that. So that duel's over, and it looks like it is going to be Twin Loop hanging on for a 36-24 victory. Our final dual match coming up. It's Ainsworth and North Central, and we'll be back with that one here on KBRB Ainsworth, Nebraska in a moment.
Palmer Law Group, LLC, attorney at law in Ainsworth, is at their new location, 121 East 2nd Street here in Ainsworth. They focus on you, the client, with complete legal services and with reasonable fees. Rob Palmer of Palmer Law Group, LLC, a member of the KBRB Sportscasters Club.
Buying or selling livestock is made much easier when you buy and sell with Bassett Livestock Auction. Remember, sale day is each Wednesday, so make plans to attend or call to consign your livestock. Bassett Livestock Auction. Bassett.
Local news, personalized with pictures. As it happens, that's the Ainsworth Star-Journal, hot off the press each Tuesday. The Ainsworth Star-Journal offers a full line of printing services, and you can find them on the web. That's the Ainsworth Star-Journal, located on East Highway 20 in Ainsworth.
Buckley Steel Incorporated of Ainsworth. Not only do they offer complete metal building construction for your every need, they also supply your crane needs with their 28-ton crane that can reach 152 feet with just a 15-minute setup. That's Buckley Steel of Ainsworth.
Meals come together with ease and freshness when you shop at Homeland Grocery in Springview. Save money on low prices every day on lean cuts of meat, the freshest produce, plus select quality dairy, canned and boxed goods for your family at your locally owned Homeland Grocery in Springview, proud to support the North Central Knights.
I do have a score update. The Minden girls, looks like at half, lead 37-21 over the Ainsworth Bulldogs, semifinals of the Southwest Conference Girls Basketball Tournament that is going on. And apologize, we're not there. I know there's no live stream either, and so I'm just trying to get you updates the best we can here. And then the final game of the night will be Broken Bow against Gothenburg. Earlier the boys played, and tomorrow they'll have the consolation boys followed by girls, championship boys, championship girls. Tomorrow, looks like as I'm looking here with Greg Kinsey, this is what we're going to have for you tomorrow on KBRB. I'll be on the road to Neely with North Central on AM 14-1063. It'll be North Central girls taking on Neely Oakdale at 2, have a game break, and then have North Central boys against Chambers Wheeler Central probably around 5:45 tomorrow night. Greg Kinsey going to be in Atkinson with basketball tomorrow right here on FM 92.7, where he's going to have, it looks like, Stewart girls against Chambers Wheeler Central, followed by West Holt girls and Santee, and West Holt Neely Oakdale. And we have this duel starting, and who do we have? Looks like maybe an open match already.
Yeah, I think Kip Leonard got the bye at heavyweight for North Central.
Okay, bye there. All right. By the way, Ainsworth Wrestling Invitationals tomorrow. Come on up here. Starts at 10 a.m. So get here tomorrow morning. Are we even going to have a match?
Looks like Holden Beal maybe went up to 113.
Okay, Holden Beal instead of wrestling at 106 goes up to 113 to take on, looks like, is that Wyatt Fowler?
I believe so.
Okay, so
Yep.
Wyatt Fowler and Holden Beal.
Holden's in on a shot right away,
but good job
Fowler
on the
doing
defense.
a good job of countering it.
Yeah, good movement. Fowler tried to get back to get the 2 takedown, and Beal hanging on to that leg, not allowing him to do it as of yet.
Beal's doing a good job of keeping his chest off the mat.
Yeah.
And working up toward a double leg.
Still holding on to that leg
Yeah.
if he can hold on to it. No point awarded yet, or points. Yeah, there's a 2
As long as
point.
he's still, there he finally let go of the leg. So, 2 points. Almost had a full Nelson on him there, which would have been a point.
Right. Now Beal going to try to get out
Beal
there.
got his escape, 2-1.
All right, good matchup for a couple of guys, just a couple of miles away from each other. Our closest match of the night here is North Central and Ainsworth, the final duel of the night. 2-1, Fowler leading.
Beal's in on
Beal.
a good shot again. Just having a little trouble finishing, but he's in deep.
Well, he's stepping up a little bit here, too. He's, 7 pounds difference possibly.
He's so very close to his takedown. If he pop his head out right there, he'd probably and get around the waist. There he got it. So now he jumps up to a 3-1 lead, or 3-2 lead, sorry. And it looks like we got blood.
Yep, Holden Beal going to get whacked in the nose, it looks like.
Somebody bleeding.
Yeah. Well, they're saying green, but it should be Holden Beal. Looks like got whacked in the nose.
Yeah, okay.
So
It is dark up here, so we can't quite see what they got.
So now we got the cleanup crew down there.
Yeah.
Coach Ziegler and Hoover for the North Central Knights. Coach Graff and Alberts for the Bulldogs.
This is another rule change that is so much better than when I initially started coaching wrestling. You wrestled through blood, and you could have blood smeared all over that mat, and you just clean it up at the end of the match. And because of bloodborne pathogens and things, they said, let's change off of that.
So tell me this, can you coach during blood time?
No.
Okay.
You cannot instruct, although they can get creative.
They can.
You're not supposed to. Let me put it that way.
Well, they changed the rules so much. I just,
Yes.
we were just talking about this maybe was this the last year of the trial of the Duel wrestling tournament? Not for sure, but they are having in Kearney, February 3rd, 2024, the state dual championship for wrestling. Did look that one up, so we hope so. Just great to see.
And that one's been wildly popular with the crowd and not as wildly popular with some of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
That makes a long, arduous season.
Yeah, because it goes on to the other weekend.
Yes.
Fowler nearly gets his escape. Beal going to hang on to him. Still hanging on. Fowler trying to
Beal
escape.
just needs to work his way up that leg, up to the thigh. Doing a good job of hanging on the ankle. If he doesn't move up, he could get warned for stalling. Now he's going to bring it up for a treetop type of takedown, which is great.
5 seconds to go in the first. Beal up 3-2.
Fowler trying to roll him, and Beal did a nice job of keeping square and keeping his chest back and blocking that shot.
First 2 minutes in the book. Holden Beal is going to step up to 113 here.
Beal will choose down now in the second position.
And he leads 3-2 over Wyatt Fowler of North Central. Good match here. Good throw back down to the ground by Fowler.
Beal's doing a good job of standing up. He needs to get his wrist free. And he is right back into the legs.
With one arm, because Fowler has the other wrist tied up.
I'm impressed with Beal's movement.
And just a freshman.
Yep.
I'm not for sure on Wyatt Fowler because they don't have the grades
and
listed here.
Beal's able to push him on by and get an escape at least. No, it's going to be a reversal. Instead of one, he got two.
The reason why is he hung on, didn't
break contact.
Didn't break contact.
Yes.
And then Beal now has a 5-2 lead, 1:18 to go in the second
Now
period.
Beal's doing a good job of finding that half Nelson. He needs to break the guy's base back down. Fowler's doing a good job of staying square. Beal now is really working hard to try to get him broke down.
Good defensive move there by Fowler. Beal getting a little bit high now here.
When you're in that, now he's looking for a cradle though. He's not in a great cradle position right there. He can, going to fall off of that.
Boy, great defense again by Fowler, went almost for a headlock.
Yeah, Fowler reached back, and that's not a good habit, but he's the kind of guy that likes to do rolls and things I can see. Now Beal's reached to it for a 2-on-1 on the arms. Just continuing to control, and Fowler's continuing to try to throw something.
Now Beal
Beal had him on his back.
Boy, Beal's got him on in trying to get some back points
here. If he can get his head leveraged up, he can get him pinned.
Still fighting, and there's Fowler nearly getting back to
his
his
Now
belly.
we got the darn score clock in our way. There is 3 more back points.
10 seconds to go here in the period. Beal up 8-2.
Beal's trying to set up a cradle again now. Time's going to run out before he gets any score out of it. 8-2 after 2 periods.
Boy,
Now,
how much gas they have left in the tank, them
these guys
two.
are in pretty good shape.
Wow.
Fowler,
Or the coaches, by the way.
Fowler has chosen to go both up here for the beginning of the third period.
I think
banking on getting a takedown.
I think that's exactly right.
Yep.
If that's where we're at, if this is Fowler, and I hope it is. I didn't quite. I thought I heard that, but because we're at 113.
I think that's all they got in that range too.
Fowler went with the shot. Beal will come down on top of him and get around to the back, and now he's up 10-2 with 1:45 to go in the third. Fowler trying to get out.
Fowler did a nice job of tripoding back up, but Beal was able to knock him off of his tripod. And boy, he's really running at Huff Nelson and trying to tie the arms up at the elbow. Got him back. Got 2 more back points out of that, and they come back to the base position.
That'll take it to 12-2 with 1:15 to go in this 113 match in our final duel of the night.
Now we're right on the edge of the mat. Probably are going to go out of bounds here before any score change, and they do. So it'll be Fowler on the bottom and Beal on top and well in control of this match, but it's never over till it's over. So he's got to really make sure that he does a good job of stopping his first move by Wyatt Fowler, and Fowler needs to get going.
Yeah, you can tell both guys kind of gassed here.
Yep. It's starting to catch up with him. But Fowler's doing a good job there of sitting out, getting back onto his base.
53 seconds to go in the third period. Fowler needs to get out of here, find himself back on his feet, maybe or reversal. And now, right now, it's Beal trying to work that half again. Really doing good on that.
He is. He's got 2-on-1 on the wrist. So he got both of Fowler's wrists with both of his. And he's going to try to walk that over to get some back points. And there,
nope, it's not quite going to get the back points.
Got a couple strokes, but not consecutively.
We're down to 20 seconds to go in this third period here.
Good tight waist there by Beal.
This so far would be only our second match of the night that would go to a decision.
Yeah, and really a well-wrestled match.
Yeah. Down to 5 seconds to go. Fowler reaches back for the head.
Reaches back again. That's not a good habit. But when you're way behind, what the heck?
If you can catch a guy and somehow get him there.
And that is it.
14-2.
Great match there.
That classified then as a tech fall?
That is a major decision.
Major decision?
Yeah.
Okay, major decision.
14-2 for Holden Beal. Tech fall has to be 15 points.
15 points, that's right. Well, again, I'm asking because they change the rules like every not every week, but it seems like every
but
2
they
or
do
3
change
years.
them,
Yeah.
And there is a forfeit that'll go
to
North Central.
We'll go to 126. Is Ainsworth have a Caden Evans wrestling? Nope.
No.
He's not.
I believe that was Jackson Kozad.
Yep. Now we go to Zachary Weebelhaus. Will he wrestle Jackson?
Zachary hadn't had a match yet, I don't believe.
No. Oh, they're not going to wrestle. See, and that's one thing I'm not saying I'm not a wrestling fan, but right there you had 2 guys at 132, and you're going to move one. You are going to get a match, though, at 138 because Weebelhaus is going to go from 132 to 138. So then you're going to have, so that's going to be Trace Kelp. So Zachary Weebelhaus, who did not wrestle at all night. Oh, you know what? I do know something. I think Zach has an injury.
That could well be,
Zach does have an injury.
Yep. So we are Sam Titus and Trace Kelp.
Yep, there you go.
And
I remember that now.
Titus got takedown right away and cut him. So it's 2-1 in the first 10 seconds.
See, and that's the other thing, though, too, that we don't usually get to see is maybe somebody did get hurt in their first match and we don't know about in the other one.
Titus got another takedown and gave him an escape. So right away it's 4-2. Looks like Sam's pretty comfortable with his takedowns here. I'm sure they've wrestled numerous times being so close together. There's a good fireman's attempt by Kaup, but Sam is able to counter it, and we got the score clock in the way, but he did get the takedown.
Yeah, he did. 6-2. Titus leading Kaup here.
Titus looks like he's looking for a cradle, I believe.
We may have a 150 matchup coming up, too. We shall see. I don't know about 157 or not.
Okay. I think he was trying to do a spladle there, and he didn't get in it right. But he gave another escape away because he knew he was in the wrong position. 6-3, and he's right back in. Another shot, and gets his 2 points. Going to cut him. So there's 8-4 now with 30 seconds left in the period. Titus is right back in again for another takedown. Looks like he may try to get the pin here. Got a wing set up with his left arm.
15 seconds to go here in the first period.
Going to run around the head.
Oh, here we go.
Could get him pinned here. He's readjusting, so I'm not sure he's going to.
Nope.
Should reach back for the head there. There it is.
3 seconds. 2,
Just
1.
going to run out of time.
Give him 3-point near fall.
3 points, and that will make it 13-4.
Okay. And it will be Kalp choosing the down position, it looks like here, Bill.
Yep.
Glad to have you along. Glad you're able to do this.
It's always fun to do. Glad to be with you. Kalp trying to do a stand-up, and Titus takes his base away from him, and he's working a near-side cradle, or bow-and-arrow cradle, they call that.
Yeah, this one looks like it's probably going to be
this
the
is
end of the
pretty
match.
tight, and there it is.
So Sam Titus going to get a win by fall in a time of 2:15.
2:15, yep.
That's going to be Titus over Kalp, and we may have 2 matches left. If not, that'll be the end of the night. We have Jackman at 150, Schurter for 157 for Ainsworth. North Central does show Kotzer and Albright at 150, and Branson Anderson or Cade Weiss at 157. So
should be a 157 match, I would think.
You would think, but we shall find out.
Yep.
Mom's down there wanting photos. Had to back it up underneath the light. We do have one here at 150. All right, Atwood getting ready to wrestle here against Jackman.
Okay, Aiden Jackman from Ainsworth and Atwood Albright from North Central.
Yeah. Big thank you. Greg, send us a thank you for doing this. Glad to have them back all home.
Yes,
and
we are.
He'll be back on the radio tomorrow.
With a new edition.
So even though he's the boss, I'm the sports director, and I said, you're going to do 3 games tomorrow.
Hey.
I'm going to do 2.
You know, turnabout's fair play.
Yes. No. It'll be good. So we have some good basketball. We'll have West Old Stewart, North Central on all basketball games tomorrow. Try to get you updates with wrestling tomorrow.
So right now they're just kind of filling each other out as far as position here. Staying in good position. There's a good shot by Jackman for a fireman.
But how about Atwood?
But a good block by Atwood. Jackman still in a little bit of an advantageous position. Gets his elbows down. But they're going to go out of bounds with no takedown.
Atwood was trying to do a throw there, but he couldn't get his feet underneath of him.
Trying to do a little throw by on the fireman's carry that Jackman was shooting for. Good counter wrestling by both.
Very good.
Jackman in on a single leg, but they're very close to going out of bounds, and they do. No takedown. 53 seconds left in the first period.
I was one of those kids that I had the long legs, and I used my I went in for a lot of single legs and sweeps, and you know, we haven't seen much of that here tonight.
No, you don't see as much leg wrestling as we did 30, 40 years ago either, but it's interesting how it comes and goes with different styles, and a lot of that depends on the coaches, too, and what their style was.
I was with Wood Lake before they were the Western Edge.
There you go.
Boy, they were some mean coaches back then.
Yeah, some fantastic.
Some great coaches.
Yep.
Yeah, some really good coaches. Had a blast.
Yep, Arch Ferguson and company. And
yes.
Hey, we haven't mentioned either. One of my classmates, the state champion Danny Daniels, is going into the the Scholastic Wrestling Coaches Association Hall of Fame this year. Unfortunately, we lost Danny this year to an untimely death, but congratulations to him and his family on that award. That just was a neat thing to see.
And then what else did I see? I saw a Mundorf and maybe Gracie.
Yep.
Is that through the same thing?
Yes.
I got to remember about that.
Joe Mundorf, I believe.
Yeah, Joe
and
Mundorf.
I have to apologize on the Gracie.
Mark Gracie.
There we go. Mark Gracie. Yes. Yes.
So,
Joe Mundorf, I think, was class of 1968 at Valentine, and I coached his sons at Valentine.
Wow. Well, that's the first period, no score.
Yeah,
We
it's
can
a good one.
Yeah, they're battling hard, and then Jackman now going to get a warning, I believe, because he came down a little too soon. No, that is actually going to be.
No, he hit the
Atwood.
bottom man. Yeah, Atwood moved just a little bit when Jackman
Okay.
got on there. That's one of those kind of ticky-tacky, but it is what it is.
Right.
Now Jackman's trying to work a tight waist and a wing. Atwood's doing a good job of just continuing to move.
Yeah, there's been some good wrestlers up and down this Highway 20 for quite some time, and
Absolutely.
you go into the gymnasiums and find out who they are. And
Yep. Jackman trying real hard for a half Nelson there, and
the good thing is they wear headgear, and you don't have to worry about cauliflower ear.
right.
Oh,
Jackman's got a deep half. He's reversed his half. If he can get the crotch of his elbow under Atwood's neck a little bit tighter, could probably get him pinned right here. He needs to lift Atwood's head just a little bit.
Yep.
Leverage it up. Atwood's doing
Great job.
a great job of staying up, but he did get both the scapula down, and there is your pin.
And sometimes that's just so hard, as we saw Atwood. He had his left hand almost
Yep.
over to his right hip, and that
Yeah.
hurts. So Eden Jackman will win by a fall in a time of 2:53 over Atwood Albright.
That was a very good match by both wrestlers.
All right, we're going to go to 157.
So we have Nakona Schurter, who hasn't got a match yet, and it looks like he's gonna get one now.
Yeah, and it looks like this is going to be Chase Kotzer. Oh, nope, they're going to go Cade Weist.
Cade Weist. Okay.
Yep, Cade
So
Weist.
Cade Weist and Nakona Schurter for the Bulldogs.
That's right. Atwood just wrestled. Sorry about that, folks.
Nakona is a kid who's just growing like a weed.
Tall. Got tall
and,
quick.
Got real tall real fast, and he's very athletic. And I saw him on a football field a couple times this year, and he's an impressive kid.
Just a freshman also, or is he a sophomore?
Just a freshman, I believe.
Okay. All right.
Don't quote me on that. I've been
Right.
away from the office too long now.
Yeah, you've had a lot of principalship places.
A couple, anyway.
Yeah.
Long time at David City, and a couple years here, and a couple years at Concordia University.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, good match here, and it looks like it's going to be Weist.
Weist gets
getting
the first
points.
takedown, but Schurter doing a good job of staying in a good square base there and working to get his hands free.
Oh, and a mom just had to drag a kid by the hoodie off of the mat. He was coming out maybe to save his brother. I don't know for sure.
Gonna try to tag team, I think, maybe there.
Oh, here.
Schurter
Cade
doing
Weist.
a good job of countering a half there, looking away from the half, which is exactly what you want to do.
Cade got two back points there.
He
makes
got
it
two
4-0.
back points, and he's riding the wrist really well. But Schurter doing a good job of staying active.
38 seconds go in the first period. Final match of the night, 6 duels. And we'll wrap this one up before the 8 o'clock hour and send you on to World News. And we'll be back with you tomorrow. Again, inviting you all to come here to the Ainsworth Wrestling. Invite starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Schurter has the down position.
30 seconds left in the first period. Still 4-0.
Oh, how about that?
There's a stack by Cade.
Going to give him two.
You did get two out of it.
Going to try it again with the new move. Didn't get
Schurter,
it this time.
if Schurter could get his wrist free, he could counter that move, and he just about did there. But this thing that Weist does a really good job on riding that 2-on-1 on the wrist.
Down to 1, and that is the final period. Cade Weist will lead Nakona Schurter 6-0 after period number 1. North Central taking on Ainsworth, their final duel of the night. And again, we're going to see some good wrestling tomorrow.
And Schurter deferred, so he'll have the choice in the third period, and Weist takes up both wrestlers in a neutral position.
Schurter with the
Good shot right away by Schurter. He doesn't bring his hips with him on the shot, though, and there now he is.
Now he'll get the 2.
There's his 2-point takedown. Good job. Way to readjust by Nakona.
And now trying to get a reversal and get the 2
Great
points.
job of wrist control again by Cade
Weiss.
Cade Weiss is a really good counter wrestler there.
Yes. And that's now Cade leading by 6, 8-2. Tell you what, these matches that go like this, you get the crowd really into it.
Yeah, and Cade got a cradle there, but they were already out of bounds when he hooked it up, so there's no points there.
Minute 21 to go here in the second period. Cade Weiss, North Central 8, Ainsworth Nakona Schurter 2.
Nakota is trying to reach back and do a switch, but he's keeping a good base under him. Well, they're in a big scramble position right here. Schurter could come out of this smelling like a rose.
Who's the strongest?
Yeah, it's leverage right now.
And here's
and if you get a half right there, there's Nakona with a half. He's reversed it. He has got Weiss in a tough position, but Weiss rolls
that
through.
That should be a 2 for reversal.
2 reversal
and 3 for
there's
back
a
points.
5-point swing right away.
That should be 9-8. Schurter should have the lead here. Or would it be 8? Was it 8-2? I'm trying to think now. They only gave him a...
Oh, there he's got him on his back again. He needs to be on his toes. Schurter needs to get on his toes and off his hip.
23 seconds to go in the second period.
Weiss doing a good job of just keeping off of his back right at the moment. And there's a half. That might do it too. But the clock is up.
It is.
With 9 seconds left in a period, Nakona Schurter came from way behind.
He was down 8-2, I believe, at one point. He'll come back and get a win by a fall.
You could see that this was a very evenly matched. Although the score was lopsided, neither one was ever out of it. Very good job there by both wrestlers.
And I believe that should be it.
Yep, great pin there to finish for the Bulldogs with Nakona Schurter.
We'll just see what the final is here. But earlier tonight, it was Todd County over Ainsworth, 36-24. It was North Central over Twin Loop, 51-24. Twin Loop over Ainsworth, 30-18. North Central, 66-12 win over Todd County. And I did not get you the Twin Loop Todd County score, but Twin Loop with the victory on that one. And the duel of the evening looks like North Central.
42-28.
42-28. Did you have the Twin Loop score wrote down?
Let me look here. I have a score of 36-24,
36,
I believe.
24. That was Todd County Ainsworth.
Okay, then
51-24. We got those.
I have two 36-24.
36-24. Okay, that's what it was. 36-24. All right, Bill. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here from McAndrew Gymnasium. 6 duels here tonight. Good wrestling, and I tell you what. We were treated to probably even though it was a win by fall, probably the best one, entertaining one for the fans here in the last one of the night.
Exactly. It's been good. Thanks for inviting me back again.
Yeah, and again, we remind folks to get here tomorrow. Make sure that you get here early. Ainsworth Boys Wrestling invite at 10 o'clock. North Central again among the teams here. And again, Ainsworth girls hosted their first ever wrestling invite this afternoon. Glad to see that. And you know what? I would love to see that get as big as the Ainsworth invite was here about 20 years ago.
And it sure could, too.
If we could get that way. I think a lot of it has to do is we need host families.
Yes.
Because you run out of motel rooms just boom like that when you have only 12, when you have 12 teams and, whatever, 2 hotels to stay at. So I'd love to see it get that big. We have the facilities to do so. And tell you what, for everybody that works behind the scenes, and there's a lot of them making this possible, a big thank you to those folks. And Bill, again, thank you. And hopefully we can see you again next year back here.
Very good.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight from McAndrew Gymnasium. Big thank you to all of our fine sportscasters making the broadcast possible. And for Bill Lentz, who helps us look better during wrestling on KBRB Ainsworth, Nebraska. We say goodnight, everybody. We have some basketball coming up from the Niobrara Valley Conference. We'll have West Holt